My name is Christina Shala, and welcome to another episode of Empowering the Educator Within. In today's episode, we are going to look at triaging the language needs of ELL students. This episode is geared toward teachers who have ELL students in their classrooms with little or no English language skills, and who may find themselves in a situation where either the school doesn't have an ELL team to help support these students, or perhaps they have an ELL team, but for whatever reason, the amount of support offered it's not enough. So let's take a look at some things that you can do. So I guess the biggest question is where to start. You've got students coming in with little to no English language skills, and to teach another language is no easy feat, especially when you've got 29 or 30 other students in your classroom that also need your help. So where do you begin? How do you prioritize what type of language to teach first? I guess the first thing that you need to understand is that language can be categorized into three different types. First one, conversational. Second one, academic. And third one, functional. And so you sort of need to know which one comes first. And so if you had to prioritize, if you had to pick which one to teach your students first, which one would you choose? So the first type of language you'd want to focus on with your ELL students is functional language or survival language. What do they need to know in the classroom and at school immediately when they arrive? So this could include things like simple greetings so that they can start to make friends, classroom objects like desks, pencils, erasers, markers, places at school like the gym, the cafeteria, the music room, subject areas, just the names like science, social, art, just to help with their transitions. And also teaching them some simple questions, like, can I go to the bathroom? In addition to this type of vocabulary, you'd also want to include some simple task words so that when you're giving instructions or when they're, beginning to look at worksheets and things you might be distributing, they start to understand what it is that you would like them to do. So words like write, read, explain, raise your hand, line up. All of these types of vocab would be included under functional. So the next type of vocabulary you'd want to focus on would be academic vocabulary. So these would be words that tie into units you might be covering in social, science, math. And ideally, you'd start out with maybe 10 to 20 words per subject area. You don't really want to overwhelm the students. Ideally, you'd provide them these word lists before a unit starts, just to kind of mentally prepare them for what's coming. And these word lists can include a mix of nouns, verbs, adjectives, whatever you feel is most important for the students. So for example, in math, could be words like add, subtract, equals, sum. In science, maybe you want to start adding words like colors or adjectives like hard and soft, just to get students describing objects they might be looking at, depending on the unit that you're covering. And really, the goal is to start helping the students recognize these words in written text, to start using them in simple sentences, and to start using them orally. And the last area of focus would be conversational English. And this would be limited more towards, making friends at school, in the classroom, at recess, participating during gym class. And the reason it would just be limited to these areas is because the goal of a school's ELL program, first and foremost, is to be helping students access the curriculum. That's it. And so when it comes to conversational skills outside of school in social settings, whether it would be, ordering food at a restaurant, going shopping, um, playing with friends outside of school, these are things that you simply, during a school day, wouldn't have time to cover. And so if parents are wondering how they can help their students outside of school, they've got plenty of options. You can recommend that their child join sports team or some social clubs that are available after school. They can be watching movies in their own language, but then reading the subtitles in English just to build some of that conversational vocab. You could look into recommending a tutor for them to work on conversational skills after school. Could be online or in person. There might be even some options where students could attend conversational English classes after school, depending on where you live. These would all be great avenues for parents to explore. Also, there's apps like Duolingo that teach conversational English that you can recommend to parents. So really, as far as conversation goes, just keep in mind that at school, goal is accessing. Thanks for tuning in today. Join us next time for more ELL tips.